Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Tonight is Asian fusion night in Oma's Kitchen. I'm going to do two dishes. One is Korean beef with vegetables. The other is a Japanese-style noodles. I'm actually going to film both of these and put them on my channel as two different videos. So let's concentrate on the Korean beef with vegetables. These are sirloin steaks. We're going to cut those very thin and we're going to marinate them in a little bit of cornstarch, soy sauce, toasted sesame seeds, and a little bit of red pepper for some heat, along with some other spices. While those are marinating, we're going to cut up all these vegetables, and then we're going to make a beautiful salad and have the Korean style beef with it. And actually we use mayo and soy sauce to make a dipping sauce. So that's our Korean beef with vegetables in Oma's Kitchen. So I have 4 sirloin steaks here. I'm going to cut them into strips. They're still partially frozen in the middle, which makes them much easier to deal with. We want thin strips because we want the sauce that we're going to marinate them in to sink into them a little bit. I'm just cutting off the big pieces of fat here. We don't want those. So the goal is to end up with thin strips of steak. Like this. See that? Get the fat off of there. I have to say that dealing with raw meat is not my favorite part of cooking. The results are nice, but having to touch raw meat is not a thing. And you'll notice I've got its own knife and its own cutting board. I will take both of these away when I move on to the vegetables. We're probably doing these about a 1/4 inch thick. And I love that they're still a little frozen in the middle because I end up with some beautiful little strips from that. You can see those, how thin they are. lunch is over. So I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit, and then I will come back and show you what we mix with the meat. Now that we have our sirloin cut up into strips, I'm going to show you how to marinate it so that you can sear it off in a pan after our vegetables are done. So what we're going to do is, I have some cornstarch here. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This helps things get crispy on the outside of the beef. So that was 1. A little bit more. 2. Teaspoon of, these are toasted sesame seeds. I bought them already toasted. If you can't find already toasted ones, buy the regular ones, put them in the bottom of a frying pan for a couple of minutes on medium heat, and keep an eye on them so you don't burn them. But these are toasted sesame seeds. You know what? Let's do 2 teaspoons of that. Okay. We're going to do 4 tablespoons of, I have a light soy sauce, less sodium. Don't worry, we'll be adding some salt, so. 1. 2. 3. 4. We want a teaspoon of everything else. Teaspoon of onion powder. Got a teaspoon of onion powder. Teaspoon of garlic powder. And you know how I am. Me and garlic, you know, we're not good friends. So I'm actually going to do a little less than a teaspoon. Teaspoon of salt. This is why I don't want the heavy salt soy sauce. I want control over how much salt goes into what I'm making. And a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And I actually like to do kind of a rounded teaspoon of red pepper flakes, because we like those. About like that. Okay, spicy. We're going to mix this together. And once it's good and mixed together, we're going to set it aside covered while we cut up our vegetables and cook off the ones that need to be cooked off for the salad. It's called blanching. It's just partially cooking vegetables before you use them. So you can see that it's all sort of mixed up in here. We're going to set that aside and let it hang out for a while before we put it in my wok to sear it off. All right, let's move on to the vegetables. I have a beautiful pile of washed vegetables here. So we're going to cut up the bok choy into strips. The carrots and the squash. This is an English cucumber. So the snow peas are ready to go. I have peeled the carrots, but I'm going to move some of this aside. The carrots I will cut into strips and put in this bowl. So everything has been chopped up. We're going to get some water boiling, and then we'll put some of these veggies in there. All right, we have some boiling water that I've added a little bit of salt to, but not much, on a medium-high heat. And we're going to add some of these vegetables in, leave them for a couple of minutes, and then fish them out and let them cool off. Let's do the snow peas first. So in they go. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. Okay, good. And rescue them. Let them drain. Come out. Okay, good. You can see the steam coming off of them. Squash is next. Don't splatter boiling water on yourself when you put them in. Doesn't matter if some of the pea flavor got into the water before we put the squash in. It's all good. It's all going in the same place anyway.
My stomach?
Yes. So bring it back up to a boil. So we're going to rescue these. Nice. Let's see. Get rid of the bubbles because I know there's a couple more in there. There we go. So those are done. Turn it back up. Add the carrots. And the carrots stay in there for a few minutes to kind of soften up a bit. Let me rescue these. This way they're tender, but not mushy. Okay, all the carrots are gone. Back up on high it goes. And then the bok choy goes in. Okay. And that is the last of the veggies. Leave that a second. We're going to put it back in the colander and let it finish draining. We don't want them soggy. And we're going to let these veggies all cool off while we make some dressing. So this is a mayo heavy dressing. If you haven't tried this brand of teriyaki sauce, oh my god. We buy the less sodium kind. This is wonderful stuff. We're going to use 1 1/4 cups of mayo. So let me do, yes, 1 1/4 cups of mayo. Alright. That's about a cup. Okay. So we did about 1 1/4 cups of mayo. We will put 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of this teriyaki. Very, very teriyaki is the name of the brand. Even though the teriyaki already has some sesame seeds in it, we will put a little bit more in there. And I want onion powder, parsley, and the juice of a lemon. So, onion powder and parsley. This is to taste, So I'm gonna do about, I don't know, about a teaspoon. Some parsley in there. It needs it to brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna do this into a bowl. That way seeds don't go into my, there's one. See all those seeds? We're gonna get those out. So the juice of a lemon. So there we go. This is the dressing for our Korean beef and vegetables. And we will gently mix this up together. And then it goes on the table with a spoon. See, it looked like a lot of mayo until you added all this other stuff to it. And you just mix it in together. I might have to get a fork out to get it to blend well. It becomes this creamy dressing. And the veggies and beef go so well with it. The beef's a little spicy with the red pepper. And this just cools it off and adds some flavor to it. Okay. Fork really helped. I'm just going to use my spatula around the edges. You want to try the dressing? Sure. See if you like it.
Oh.
Wicked good, isn't it? There we go. This will go on the table. I'm going to put the lid on it and just let it hang out for a little bit while I handle the searing of the beef and set up the plates of veggies. Here's the very marinated beef. We're going to get that oil searing a little bit. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just going to sear it. I'm not going to crowd the pan, so I'm going to do like half of it at a time. And I'm going to turn it up. You can see the caramelized edges. That's kind of what we're after. Gorgeous. Okay. Turn the heat off. I'll move that one over here. Okay?
Yum.
Yeah, that's that one. Now we have another one, another set to do. We're adding the seared Korean beef to the salad plates. Oh, it smells so good. Just a little bit of spice, not too much. Beautiful. The rest of the Korean beef onto the other plate. Oh, just so pretty. Are they beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.
Oregano.